Money becomes money when it is scarce. So the job of the central bank is actually making sure that the money is as scarce as possible. Therefore, the role of the government is not to make you rich. Because when you have a lot of money, if everyone had a lot of money, then money would lose value. Therefore, it's very wrong to think that the government is going to make you rich. It's very wrong to think that the government is going to make you rich. Its job is to make sure that money is as scarce as possible. And not understanding this is being naive. I was so naive, I was thinking the government is there to make its citizens more rich. No way. The more you lack the money, the more you become serious about getting it, and it works for the government, because we understand that the value of money is deeply embedded in its being rare and hard to get. And that's what we call modern slavery. So basically, what we need to know now that the government is not interested in making me rich. Why? Because its job is to make me find it very hard and difficult to get money. It means I need to understand what I should do so that I can keep getting money. Remember, I'm not the one who's making money. It's the central bank. And the central bank that makes money has its own agenda. And its own agenda is through making it hard money to be accessed. And how does it make the money get harder to access? Especially last year we had elections. Too much money was in circulation. Now you're not surprised to find that even now it is getting harder and harder to get money. Why? The government is continuing finding a way of squeezing money out of the population through banks and other policies, taxes, etc, etc. So therefore, after understanding that I'm not the one who is making money, so it is foolish to say that I'm going to make money, because intentionally it's not me who makes the money, it's the government and the central bank. Therefore, I should understand the clear truth that my job is to take the money, and take the money from someone, from people who have the money. So basically, I need to understand that in order to have enough money, I should know what most people who don't have it don't know. And I should know what those who know it, so those who have it, what they know. Basically, I need to know what they know. The rich people, I need to know what the rich people know that I don't know. Because now that my mindset is very clear, I'm very clear that I'm not going to make money tomorrow when I'm going to my office or at my workplace. I'm not going to make money. I'm just going to take money out from other people. Therefore, I need to realize that the government is not on my side, so I shouldn't think the government is going to make me rich. I remember its job is to make you poor. So, of course, poor in the sense that it is going to make you hard to get it. So that the few who knows about financial literacy, those who are financially literate, they are always few. You find there are the few who controls the economy, because the rest of the population has been hypnotized to think that the government is going to make them rich. Because if the government makes them rich, then inflation would be high. Therefore, the government has to find a way of pulling out the money from the economy, as long as the money gets too much. That's what we call financial controls through monetary and physical policy. If you don't know those things, you got to find your way to the economics class and study those things. But I want to remind you, the first thinking, the mindset you should acquire is you don't make money. You take the money. That is it. Let the government make its money, let the Bank of Uganda make its money, but also take it from those who have it. Now, that's the first mindset. Now that I know that, I will not shy away to take money. Now, there are two ways to take money. One is the legitimate way of taking money. Two is illegitimate way. The legitimate way of taking money is killing someone who has it and take it. That is stealing. And of course, another way which is not legitimate is actually conning people of their money. You deceive them, you take their money for no value added in the market. Therefore, that is the popular way of actually making money, taking money. And that one, if they get you, they're going to close you to a small room where you're going to stay for some good years. So I wouldn't recommend you. Now, the second way of taking money is actually finding what to sell on the market. It can be in form of ideas, it can be in form of services, it can be in form of products. Therefore, you should find things you can exchange on the market. Why? When I bring my ideas on the market And remember the market I mean, where two people meet with an interest of exchanging goods, services, or ideas for money. Therefore, when I have a product or a service that I can bring in the market, I bring it to someone who needs it, he gives me his money. Therefore, I don't make money, I take the money. Now, I need to be creative in finding ways of taking money from people who have it in a more legitimate way, so that I may not be locked in prison for the rest of my life. That is very key. Therefore, if I know that I take the money, I don't make the money, my decisions and choices are going to change. Honestly. You get? Now that I know that the government is not in favor of having so much money in circulation, which means having so much money in circulation means me and you are all having enough money. So having that way, it will jeopardize the economy. That's why we call inflation. One of the ways that cause inflation is too much money in the circulation. So to control the inflation, they have to find a way of removing money out of the economy. That's the role of the government. Because if it doesn't, what happens is, I repeat, what happens is there will be financial collapse of the nation. So the nation cannot risk its economy collapsing because it wants everyone to be rich. No, that's not true. And it's interested in a few of us getting rich. So it's up to you to choose whether to join us or don't. But as long as you're watching this program, Money Mongers, it means you have made a decision to be financially free. Some of us were on that struggle of financial freedom. It is a struggle because it's not easy. Learning from Uganda as an example, those people who got independence, the nations who got independence, staged a lot of wars against the imperialist masters. And until the imperialists got tired of these wars, they had to pick their things and go. So independence never came on a silver plate. You not say, hey, come, I'm giving independence, I'm going. No way. Those niggers never wanted to go. But the situation the Ugandans actually put in place forced them to go. Therefore, if you want also to be independent, you need to have a struggle, you need to fight. And these people risk their life to death. Some of them were killed during the struggle, others were tortured, others were harassed, others were excommunicated from societies, but finally the price was worth the price. So basically, if I'm going to be financially free as a money monger, I need also to launch a struggle. And the struggle starts with learning the true mindset of having financial freedom. It took me long to realize this. I thought I was always making money until I realized it's like, no, I'm not the one making this money. I'm not the one printing. And I'm not the one in charge of Bank of Uganda. So I cannot decide when I should print new coins or papers to bring to the market. No way. I'm not the one in charge of that. And those who are in charge of this, they already know that we shall print this money for this reason after we pull the money out of the circulation, so that people, Ugandans, can continue to struggle getting it. So therefore, the true way of getting money is actually creating value. You can constantly exchange in the market for you to get the money. Now, second mindset is the money we want is with strangers. It took me also long to realize this, that the money I want, the money you want is not with your friends, is not with your mom, is not with your dad, is not with your sister, is not with your brother, your whatever, those close to you. They are not. The money I want is with strangers. However, naturally we've been brought up as people to fear strangers and hate them. That's why there is racism. People hate other races. If they knew that the money they are looking for is with other races, you wouldn't be having racism. That's why we have tribalism. Because most people don't understand this mindset. They don't understand this philosophy that the man I'm looking for is with strangers, not the people who are close to me, not even close to my tribe mates or family mates. Why? In most cases, the money we do get is not from our friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is from strangers, people we have never seen. You see that coin, all the money you're always holding, is always with. It has to, that's why it's even called currency. It has to keep moving. Now, the question is, how does it first move from all those hands to me? And if I can learn how to retain it for some time so that I can again put it in certain things that can also attract more money to me, then I'm going to be a rich man. That's it. Therefore, the money you need is not with the people who are close to you, your friends, your dad, No way, ladies and gentlemen. It is with strangers. As money mongers, now we know that the money we want is not with the people close to us. It is with other people. Now, after understanding this philosophy, I stopped being racist. I couldn't be racist because other races, the Japanese, the Europeans, the Americans, whites, yellow, whoever color, you get, have my money. I need to find a way of getting that money from them.